Everyone is always saying that we need, to go into the Palestinian Authority and take out all the terror, incitement, and Holocaust denial from their history books and from the books in their classrooms that the kids are all studying and learning and being brainwashed by, that we should go and, westernize them, that we should moderate them. But what if that is not what this is really about? What if the goal isn't about changing them at all? What if the goal isn't about changing their history books, but more about bringing forth our own, reading our own great history books, our own Bible, our own Torah, the story of King David and Goliath? Every single student should know it by heart. It should be a part of them. The stories of the Maccabees, every student should know that is who they are. What if the goal isn't about changing the other, about changing the jihadists? What if the goal is about changing us and changing ourselves? Because first of all, on the most practical human level, trying to change other people is just a waste of time. Show me one time in human history that such a thing has worked long-term without oppressive coercion. We have, limited energy in this life, and the only chance we have at changing anyone in this world is changing ourselves. And that in itself is a gargantuan task that we need divine assistance for. And we can only have success if we channel all of our energy and focus into that, into changing ourselves. If we're still dividing our energy up between changing ourselves and changing others as well, we are destined to fail. We don't even have a chance. And by the way, I think that this is actually the central idea that's being conveyed in this week's Torah portion, because the portion starts off with the words, Im bechukotai telechu ve'et mitzvotai tishmaru v'asita motam, which means, on the simplest translation, if you will follow my decrees and my commandments and perform them, right, then these things will happen. Now Rav Shlomo Karlbach points out that the simplest reading of this, which he seems to imply, I think if I understood him correctly, is a misreading altogether, basically makes Hashem sound like a strict school teacher. Do everything that I tell you to do, and you'll get good marks, and you won't get in trouble. But Rav Shlomo says that a truer meaning comes from a deeper understanding of the Hebrew language. He points out that the word bechukotai comes from the word chakika, which is true. It means engraved. He teaches that you could approach God's laws as externalized, outside, superficial, imposed on us from an outside sort of authoritarian place, that we, from a place of fear. We keep it from a place of fear, or you could engrave God's will into your very own neshama, into your very own soul. Etch it deeply and irrevocably within your soul, into the depths of your consciousness. You could, engrave the words of Hashem like the 10 commandments were engraved upon the tablets all the way through. So you can either follow the laws or engrave them in our hearts. And the word im, right, im bechukotai, usually defined as if you keep the commandments, if you keep these laws. But im is usually defined as if. Well, the Midrash teaches here that the word im is used in this term as it's used in many other places with the lashon of tanchumim, meaning a language of pleading, of begging or of beseeching. That is what the words im bechukotai tishmeru mean according to Rav Shlomo. Rav Shlomo is telling us, Hashem is saying, if one could say, that Hashem is pleading with us, Hashem is saying, please don't keep these laws from a place of superficiality or fear. No, please engrave them into your soul. Etch them so deeply into your essence that we will always be connected in the deepest way. Hashem wants a connection with us, a heart connection with us. And so whether you see the beauty as I do in Rav Shlomo's words, it's hard to debate the underlying message. We all agree that Hashem doesn't want us acting from a place of empty, rote actions. That is a type of hypocrisy that he hates. He wants our hearts. And while giving our hearts to Hashem is the greatest joy imaginable, and arguably the purpose of our existence in this world, it's also the greatest and most challenging mission, because it means real growth, real evolution, real change to ourselves. That is hard work.